Miguel didn't want to go to the Philippines and train and have to, share camp with Manny, and he's just spreading things a little bit too thin with me. So, we're looking for Alvarez sometime down the line. That's the fight we want, and I hope we put that together. Yes.
A lot of people keep talking about the Golovkin fight. A lot of people don't think Miguel's a true middleweight. Is that a fight that you guys would entertain, especially you as a trainer? Would you actually want that fight?
We would entertain that fight, but to fight Golovkin right now in a pay-per-view fight, he just doesn't have a pay-per-view audience yet. I mean, he's not that well known yet. He's a great fighter, yes, but the thing is, why would you fight a guy that tough for no money? The thing is, Alvarez is the fight we want right now because he's the biggest market out there, and I feel that's the best fight for my fighter. If after this Golovkin gets a little more popular, we'll fight him afterwards, I'm sure.
What happened to Bradley in December? There was talk about Cotto taking Bradley in December.
There was talk about that, but that's not going to happen.
What fell apart with that?
What fell apart is that I'm going to be in the Philippines with Manny Pacquiao.
Did that become more of an issue for you, Freddie, having to go to the Philippines and not having to be able to train certain fighters back home?
It's hard, yeah. But the thing is, it's what's best for Manny. And I talked to Miguel. Miguel understands completely. There's no hard feelings. It's just bad timing right now. And Miguel doesn't want to fight without me being in camp the whole time.
Is that just a better situation too, though, for him to pull out? Because
Yes, it's a better situation because he'll have me for 8 weeks, and we have a very good relationship together. And we're gonna have Marvin do 3 weeks and me 3 weeks and stuff like that. But he didn't like that combination. He wants me there the whole time in the full training camp. So there's no everything's fine. There's no hard feelings. I'm not gonna he's not getting a new trainer or nothing like that. We're just gonna pass on this date, and the next fight we get, I'll be with him the whole time.
Do you think Miguel versus Canelo, that's a better fight than anything Floyd put together for Cinco de Mayo?
Well, I think it's a better fight right now, but the thing is, because I think Floyd's a little shot right now. I think his legs are gone, and I say that's why he won't fight Pacquiao, because that's my opinion. He says it's because he wants to please the audience and he doesn't move so much anymore. I say bullshit, your legs are gone.
What are you expecting against him in Maidana in this rematch, Freddie?
Nothing different. The first fight put me to sleep, the second one will do the same. Let's face it, he learned how to fight him after 4 rounds. And he's in the boxing the same way. What warrants a rematch in that fight, I have no idea.
Now, when they talk about there's a better chance for Manny and Floyd to get it on next year, do you believe that, or
why? Give me one reason why. Why aren't they fighting right now? They should be fighting right now. Or 3 years ago, to be honest with you. But what warrants that rematch? That it wasn't like a controversial fight. It wasn't a close fight. It was a clear-cut winner. And clear-cut winners, when do you have rematches in that situation? This is like the first one.
Are you worried about the ship sailing for Floyd versus Manny?
Yeah, I think it's already gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
You want the Cotto Mayweather rematch?
Cotto Mayweather rematch? I haven't talked to Miguel about that yet, but Miguel did tell me after his last fight, he said, Freddie, if I was in this kind of shape for the Mayweather fight, as I was in our last fight together, I would have knocked him out. So I think it's on his mind, I'm sure.
Do you feel confident that either with Cotto or Manny that you could devise a game plan to beat Mayweather at this point with either fighter?
Without a doubt, no problem.
How do you do it, Freddie? Because everybody's been trying to do it.
I have 2 better guys. They have more talent than he does. I just think he's been well protected. He picks and chooses who he fights. He's got a great deal with Showtime that he gets to pick the opponent. Promoters shouldn't let that happen.
So if that fight with Manny and Floyd happens, Freddie, how big is it still today compared to how it would have been? Obviously, it's not going to be as big as it was in 2010, but how big is it still?
It's still a big fight. It's still a very big fight for them too. I think Canelo and Cotto is a bigger fight on that side, but
You talked about Canelo. What do you think of him, Freddie, just as a fight overall? What he's been able to do and progress these past couple of years?
He's a solid guy. He's been getting better and better all the time. I hear he's a good puncher. He has good power. If I hear from guys who had sparred with him, and but he's not better than Miguel though. Miguel at this point, and Miguel's really brought it back. We get along really well. For a guy his age to come in and take the instructions from me and want to learn, it was a great thing, and it was good for both of us.
I know you were very confident going into that Martinez fight with Cotto. Were you surprised how easy Cotto made it look?
Yeah, I expected everything with the knockdowns. The knockdowns kind of surprised me, and I didn't think it was going to be that easy. No.
Freddie, how many more fights do you think Cotto has? Because I remember before he hired you, he said maybe he has like two or three more fights left. How many fights do you think he has left?
You know, as long as he wants to keep training like he is, and we have that good work ethic, he can go on for as long as he wants. I mean, he's actually 2 years younger than Manny, so I mean, that's up to him.
I talked to Brandon Rios. He said he'd be interested in fighting Miguel Cotto at 152.
I heard that.
What do you think about that?
Come on, let's do it.
How do you see that fight going?
A couple rounds.
That's it?
Yep. So Brandon Rios was a punching bag with Manny Pacquiao. He asked HBO, was I a punching bag? They should have told him the truth. He was a punching bag. Let's face it, he was.
No love lost, right, Freddie?
Oh, come on.
Freddie, what was your reaction to Alex Riza, going from Manny to Robert Garcia, now to Floyd?
Well, he was fired by Manny, and he was fired by Garcia, and it just being, I guess he's looking for a job somewhere. I'm glad he got one. I don't care. He doesn't make a difference to me.
What's next for Ruslan? I mean, I haven't heard too much.
It looks like Ruslan's next fight will be against either Abregu or the guy who beat him in the first, the guy who beat him in the first, Herrera. It'd be one of those two.
Has it been frustrating since the Algeri fight to get him back on top, or how's that whole situation?
It's just his promoter Artie Palou is just going back and forth a little bit, and I think we're very close to making the decision right now. And since Abregu is like too big in 147 and he won't fight at a catch weight, I think Herrera is going to be the fight. I'm pretty sure.
But what about Maidana going up at 147? He looked pretty good against Timothy. Or what's your thoughts about him fighting at 147?
I like him at 140 more. Yeah.
But he's like, we asked Manny.
He's a little bit too small for 47.
Are you, like we asked Manny, are you a little bit excited more that maybe the Golden Boy top rank feud is going to be over and more fights are going to be possible?
I'm very happy that bullshit's already stopped. I mean, let's face it, they're ruining the sport. I mean, this guy can't fight that guy because Al Heyman has this guy and stuff like that. I'm really happy that, Don King and Bob didn't like each other, but they did great business together. I mean, for our sport to survive, we need the best to fight the best.
Do you think what's happened this year with the pay-per-view numbers with all these fights? Do you think that's the byproduct of?
That's the effect it's taken on boxing because it's getting smaller and smaller, the pay-per-view numbers, and the thing is because the best aren't fighting the best anymore.
Do you think when they start making fights, Golden Boy versus Top Rank, that those numbers will go up? Do you think that's going to be the spike?
Yes, 100% yes.
But anybody on that side of the pond that you'd be curious to kind of fight that you haven't had a chance to face due to that?
Well, I mean, my first choice for Manny's next fight is like Danny Garcia. Yeah, I know it's out there, but the thing is, I would love to fight Garcia. I think it's a great fight for Manny. But at 140 or 47, maybe. Well, the thing is, right now, Manny's fighting at 44 for this fight. I'm just seeing how he feels at 44. If he feels good at 44, we'll go to 40. I mean, if he doesn't feel good, we'll probably go up to 47. But Manny's a more natural 40 pounder. He's walk around weights like 42. So, I mean, he's already underweight already. I mean, the thing is, we have to put weight on Manny to fight at 47. The only reason we went to 47 was to fight Oscar. And then all the big fights came after that, So, I mean, he's better. I think he's a much better fighter at 40 than he is at 47.
Freddie, what's your take on the Mayweather promotions? Because it seems like, you know, they have all these fighters through, I forgot the manager.
Heyman.
Yeah, sorry, Heyman. But it seems like, you know, with, they might cut themselves off and they don't make fights with top rankings. It seems like they're putting themselves in a tough position.
They are putting themselves in a tough position, and you know, well, Heyman he's a manager, but he signs those guys as an advisor, or you know, I don't know what that really means. I don't, you know, what he advises. I don't really know all the details. I met with Heyman a couple times. He was very nice to me. He seemed like a very smart guy, but I think he might be hurting the game a little bit at this point.
And then, like with this,
just in my opinion, I think
do you think that can survive though, because they have these grudges against these other promotions? I mean, they can make fights with.
I don't think they'll survive with the grudges. They're gonna have to join in, and the best have to fight the best. Otherwise, the numbers are gonna go down like they have, and they will ruin the sport if they keep this up.
But can they let go of it? I mean, you know, Schaefer walked away from what looked like a pretty good job, and he couldn't let his ego make him do what we think is the right thing.
Yeah, you know, the thing is with Schaefer and Oscar is, you know, they seem like a very good team together, and you know, it was kind of sad to see them go. I mean, I like Schaefer; he's always been good to me, and Oscar's always been good to me. But I just don't know if I don't know really what their agenda is or their role. You know, the thing is, I know there's a lot of legal things going on right now, but I'm not a lawyer. I don't follow stuff like that. So I'm just waiting to see the outcome, and hopefully everyone gets together, because that's going to be what saves boxing.
Freddie, how many weeks will Manny train in the Philippines, and how many weeks will he be training in Macau?
He'll be in Macau for 5 days. Before we'll go Monday after sparring, our last day of sparring, and we'll fight on Saturday. And Justin's going over 8 weeks before, and I'm going over 7 weeks before. So Justin's going to get a little head start on me with the strength and conditioning work, and then sparring will start 6 weeks out. I'm bringing 2 sparring partners with me, and I already have 1 sparring partner over there with that Manny knows that has the height and so forth. The sparring partners, I know who they are right now, but I don't have their names with me right now, so Bruce Tramp will help me get a couple of them, and there's one from San Francisco. He just fought on the show here in LA. DeBlanc lost a bad decision. Virgil Hunter trains him. He's from Russia originally. I forget his name, I'm sorry. Huh? Yes.
Stan the Man.
Yes, Stan the Man. So Stan's one of the guys that I don't have a complete. He's very interested. He told me, but it looked like he's on the positive side, but he didn't give me the exact answer yet. But I do have his phone number, and I will call him today actually to get the flight dates, because he'll be flying over with me. I'll bring the sparring partners with me over to the Philippines.
Freddie, what do you think about training?
It's a good fight. Canelo should, I think she'll win that fight, but it's competitive.
No Miguel Cotto, huh?
No, but the thing is, I know they both wanted to take tune-up fights first, but Miguel felt it was not necessary to take a tune-up fight if I'm not going to be there. So the thing is, I'm like very pleased that he chose that, but the thing is, I feel bad a little bit that I can't be there, because I am starting to spread myself too thin. But between Pacquiao and Cotto, they are my 2 aces. And those are the guys I care most about, and they'll get the first service, that I can give. So I had to give up. I had Boutte December 6th, but the thing is, I called him yesterday and told him I just can't do it. It's just like I'm just too busy. And he was looking good in the gym, and he trained well. I think he mentally lost it for a little while. Just his confidence was gone. He was doing really well in the gym and coming. It seemed like he still had a lot of ability, but I had to say no yesterday because my plate's full.
Canelo and Miguel Cotto.
Who?
What would be your prediction if Miguel Cotto and Canelo come in?
I like Miguel.
I'm saying like decision, knockout.
It's a good fight. No, there's going to be a knockout in that one. For sure.
And pretty much, talk about Danny Garcia. What is your thoughts on him? He's gotten a bad rap for some of the fights he's taken, but he's won some of the big ones. What are your overall thoughts?
Well, you know, what I remember most about Danny Garcia is he knocked out Amir Khan. I thought Amir stayed in the pocket a little bit too long. Amir should have outboxed him, but he didn't. And he, you know, one thing about him, he swings hard. He goes for the fences. He goes for it. You know, I like guys who go for it. I think him and Pacquiao would be a good fight. And I think, you know, we'd really have to box him, and that'd be a good boxing match. And I think maybe we'd knock him out somewhere along the way. But Danny Garcia's real good. His dad talks a lot of shit, and you know, his dad told me afterwards, you know, I don't mean nothing. You know, because talk is talk, and it really don't mean nothing. He's just trying to sell tickets. But I can talk shit too.
There you go.